What's going on, guys? Kulprit here, and today, there's been a lot of doom and gloom around the gaming community these days, particularly in the Battlefield 4 community, so I wanted to do something kind of warm you up inside, make you feel good, make you feel excited, and so I decided now is the time, new year, new things, to look forward, look into 2014, what games that I'm excited about. Now, I do realize other people have done these videos, and sure, there's going to be certainly some overlap, but this list is my list for the games I am highly anticipating for 2014. I'm going to talk about some games that already released that I'm going to plan on playing, then I'm going to talk about my 2014 radar. I'm going to talk about a lot of games, actually, which is really pretty awesome. I'm telling you, September 2014 might be a really, really awesome month for gamers. And then I'm going to talk about a couple long shots, kind of some indie games, some games that might not fit me but are interesting to me, and there's going to be one game you'll probably laugh at, but I'm going to be honest with you guys, and we're just going to talk about games I am excited to play in 2014. Basically, I'm going to put all the links in the description. I'm going to try and put some timestamps so you can see the games. If you just particularly want to hear about certain games, you can just click on it and go right to that. I'm not going to talk long about all these games, but I just want to kind of touch on them, give you my games. This way you guys can kind of see, did I miss any? Hit me up in the comments, tell me games I might have missed. Any games you agree on, any games you might be, skeptical of. Now, these are not games that are like definitely buys. These are just games I'm kind of following and I'm intrigued by, and I probably will play at some point. But with that said, let's first talk and let's preface it all with saying that does not mean I'm putting down Battlefield 4. That does not mean I'm going to stop playing anything into 2014. So let's talk about the games that are out right now that I see myself playing a lot in 2014. Obviously, Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4.2, or whatever you want to call it. Hopefully at some point we're going to get an actual release of this game as we hope to. I'm still optimistic. I have concerns, clearly. I'm a little doubtful even, but I'm going to be optimistic until basically that dream has been crushed. I've kind of saying January is a very important month for Battlefield 4. They need to get fixes in. All the staff should be back now. All the, the starters, the A-team should be in there right now. Fix this game as best they can. If by the end of January, because I'm hearing Second Assault is going to be released to PC and PS in February, they need to fix this game before that. Get some good, goodwill from fixing the game and tightening up a lot of things, and then releasing a good DLC, and then maybe they can get this game back on course. I don't think it'll ever be where it could have been, should have been, but hopefully come end of January, maybe mid-February, we can be saying, singing a different tune about Battlefield 4. Fingers crossed, guys. But obviously, I'm going to be playing that well into 2014, even in its current state. I would continue to play it. I do enjoy it enough to continue to play it. Moving on, DayZ. Obviously, the new standalone has been released. I have not purchased it yet. I have not purchased it yet. Excuse me. That's more because of a time constraint for me. Obviously, holidays, family, those types of things. And DayZ is a game that just destroys your time. It takes such a time investment. I mean, I guarantee you, if you watch a 20-30 minute of DayZ video on YouTube, that video probably took the guy 2, 3, 4 hours just to play. There's a lot of downtime in DayZ. I happen to enjoy it. I was talking to Scanner Barkley on a podcast last night, and he was saying that you really need to play DayZ with people you genuinely enjoy, because there's a lot of times you'll just be sitting in a field with them talking about life, like, hey, all right, so we're waiting 20 minutes while so-and-so runs across the continent. What have you been up to? What's going on in your life? And it's very akin to just if you were literally out in that field in real life with a person, you're going to talk about things. And if you don't get along with them, it's going to be harder. If you genuinely enjoy somebody, it's going to be a good time, So I enjoy DayZ. I enjoy the story. I'm kind of just holding off, letting them kind of get some of the real rough edges rounded off, so to speak. But you'll probably see me playing that. You'll probably see me posting quite a bit of that in 2014. Hand in hand a little bit with DayZ is Arma 3. I really do want to get back in that. There's some really good mods and things. I just saw a new one like King of the Hill, which looked really interesting. I definitely want to get back in this game. It's a little difficult because Arma is one that you really have to focus on. It's not one you can play casually because there's so many commands and key strokes and things. You really kind of got to devote a lot of time, like a couple of weeks to it if you have any hopes of getting good. It's not one of those games you can play, I'm going to play Arma 3 on Wednesday nights and then go play Battlefield 4 other nights, and you're going to just hinder yourself. But really cool game. I still think it looks incredibly beautiful, has tons of potential, so I'm, of course, monitoring that, and I do want to get back into that. Another game I'm always monitoring, League of Legends. At this point, I enjoy studying the game and watching LCS, both Korean and North American Euro, more than I enjoy playing it. But I do want to kind of try to play it again on a somewhat casual level, just again to kind of have further my understanding of the game. So as I watch it and follow it, I have a better understanding. But I do have aspirations of getting at least decent. I don't want to be a terrible player like I am right now for the rest of my life, because I would enjoy to play it, again, casually. I should sprinkle in Dota. I do plan on checking that out. I want to play that a little bit just so I can kind of understand the game a little more, so I can watch some of these streams and the big tournaments, like the big one, the international, that kind of thing. And then, of course, the little Let's Play I've been playing, Prison Architect, really cool game. It's going to keep getting fleshed out. I'm really enjoying the heck out of it, Prison Architect. I'll actually probably go back to another Let's Play I did did Timber and Stone. I'm going to revisit that. These are two little independent games that I've really enjoyed, and I'm really kind of getting into indie games like this that are kind of early access. They're in alphas and betas because they continue to see content upgrades. And, every month in Prison Architect's case, you get a new build every month, which comes in with new features and things, and it's just a lot of fun. And these games just have a lot of charm, and they bring me back to why I game, and particularly, no offense, why I PC game, because these ones really, to me, encapture what it is to be a PC gamer and some of the advantages of it. Indie game, self-published, all these things, just a really good time, and I'm really enjoying myself. So those are the games, for the most part, that are out right now. I am sure I've probably missed some, but those are the ones I really kind of wanted to talk about. So let's look into the games that are only going to release in 2014. Okay, so first game I want to talk about is kind of the elephant in the room. That's Titanfall, which will be released supposedly March 11th, 2014. We just got some news today, actually, that this game is going to be limited to 6v6 human players with AI filling in to scale it, to give it some more action. I would lie to you if that isn't a concern to me, kind of disappointing even, but I'm going to hold my judgment. I know a bunch of people that have actually hands-on played this game, and they've raved about it, like in no short order, raved about it. So I've had my reservations. It's not typically a game for me. It reminds me of obviously Call of Duty, which is Respawn's heritage, and Crisis, kind of, and which are games I enjoyed, but they weren't long attention games for me. They didn't hold my attention for the long term. So I had my kind of concerns about Titanfall. I've said several times it's not really a me game, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to check it out. That doesn't mean I'm not going to monitor it. And of course, as a YouTuber, it'll probably push me over the edge to actually get it, play it, and post it if it turns out to be a decent game. Beyond that, The Division, which is to be determined. This actually might get pushed back to be a 2015 game. Very ambitious game. But if there's probably one game on this entire list that I'm probably the most excited about, this could be it. I just have concerns that it's so ambitious. I don't know if it can deliver. It's almost like too good to be true, but it looks incredible. Most of you guys are familiar with this, so I'm not going to get too into that. It just looks great. I can't imagine. It looks almost like a cross between like a DayZ and Borderlands, where you're co-op with some friends, and then there's PvP. I don't know. If you don't know what The Division's about, please go look up some videos. Go look at the trailers. It looks incredibly good. Mixing PvE and PvP, and I don't know. Like I said, I'm probably most excited about this game. Maybe one or two others. This game looks incredible. I said my only real concern is it almost looks too darn good to be true, but I'm absolutely going to keep my eye on this, and if it does come out in 2014, you could probably see me purchasing this game, posting this game, even if it's only on a console initially. This is the type of game that would push me to purchase a console. That's saying quite a bit for me right now. Another one similar to The Division is Destiny. Now this one, again, I'm not so sure it's a me game, but it's got a lot of elements that intrigue me. I'm going to keep an eye on. That's coming out September 9th, 2014. It's a larger scale game, but first-person shooter based. Again, I'm not necessarily a futuristic sci-fi kind of guy, but I'm trying to broaden my horizons. I'm making an active effort to broaden my horizons in 2014, and not just stick with the contemporary shooters, a la even Call of Duty, Arma, Battlefield, obviously. I kind of want to spread it out. That's why I'm looking to things like Titanfall and Destiny and The Division. Definitely going to be interested in this game. Going to keep an eye on it. It's much larger scale. Could be a lot of fun playing with a bunch of 008 guys and getting in there and kind of shooting some things up. Beyond that, Grand Theft Auto 5, have to mention that. Hasn't come out on PC yet. I got to imagine it's going to come out in 2014. Again, this game is going to be a riot for me on PC, especially if you factor in mods and things like that. Definitely look to post some, hijinks and shenanigans of this on my channel with the guys. I just wanted to mention this because it's absolutely on my personal radar. Space Engineers. This release is to be determined. If you're not familiar with Space Engineers, go look it up. How would I explain it? It's almost like Kerbal Space Program meets Minecraft. You can build ships, and there's real physics, and if you crash, these ships explode and take damage and things. Now, it's in early development right now. I think there's even like a early access you can get in and kind of build ships and stuff, but you can't do too much. There's supposedly going to be like ship v ship and PvP. There's going to be mining and resource system and economy. None of that's in yet, so obviously you have to hold judgment and wait and see, and that's exactly what I'm doing, man. I'm going to wait and see, kind of mindset with this game. But if it delivers even partially on what it really looks, because right now the constructions of ships and the physics and the gravity of the game look remarkable, it could really be an incredibly cool game to play. Just think, like I said, Minecraft in space almost. It's really pretty cool, and it's one I really hope delivers, and it's one I hope I can bring to you guys in 2014. Another little quirky game that you guys might be surprised to hear me see here, Game of Thrones by Telltale Games. Telltale Games is the kind of the story-driven games made Walking Dead and Wolf Among Us and those types. I love Game of Thrones. It's my favorite book series of all time. I've enjoyed the HBO series and everything surrounding it. I just love the universe and the environment and the story. So anything you can give me more Game of Thrones, I'm all about it. I'm definitely going to be picking this up. I'm probably going to be sharing it with you guys, if nothing else, on my Let's Play channel. So yes, I am looking forward to that. We don't have a release date on that, but I would imagine it's going to be in 2014, because I imagine there's going to be several versions of them, so they want to keep with the hype of the show and everything. Another game, Hearthstone. A lot of you guys are playing this right now. I have not, because nobody's been able to help me out and get me a beta key. I have signed up on their site, haven't gotten one yet. I haven't really been pursuing it too heavily, because to me this game screams as a tablet game, and once I have this and I can have this on my iPad, I will probably be a crack addict to it and be playing it a lot. Now, I've never really played card games, but I've watched some streams and some videos, and it looks very intriguing to me. Looks very fun as a tablet game. I have my reservations about PC. I just don't, as I sit at my PC, I'm usually aimed and I have 8 million things to do as far as YouTube and things, and then of course there's gaming. I just want a game, like real, full-blown Battlefield and all these games. So to sit at my PC and play a card game, I don't know how much that's going to fit into my schedule, but as soon as I can have it on my iPad or even a laptop, I guess would work. I just don't really have a really functioning laptop right now. But once I can put this on my iPad, the game's over for me about free time. I could sit, my boys are playing, I sit in the chair and I can play this game. Absolutely looking forward to that. I don't know when that function is coming out. I know the open beta, the public beta should be any kind of day or any week right now. I believe it was supposed to come out in December. I think it got pushed back, obviously. I don't know when it's going to come out on mobile. I think that's probably later in the year. But we'll see. I'll definitely keep my eye on that. Two little indie games that I'm definitely keeping my eye on. Stonehearth. This is kind of in the Minecraft vein. My Timber and Stone Let's Play, if you watch that. It's kind of an adventure, kind of blocky, voxel-based game. You build, you control people, you gather resources, things. If you know me, and especially if you watch like my Timber and Stone and Minecraft stuff, you know I enjoy these types of games. These are kind of relaxing games to me, and kind of almost puzzle games, and how I like my brain to, or how my brain likes to work. That's coming out in September. I've watched some of this footage. I believe it's in beta. It might be alpha, actually. Probably alpha. I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on this game. Probably a game I will bring to you on my Let's Play channel. Pretty excited about this one. Got a lot of possibilities. I think it looks kind of beautiful. I do love the voxel design. Think Minecraft, but they're actually taking it a little further now in my Timber and Stone, as I keep mentioning. Beyond that, Castle Story. Another kind of indie, little small game. It's basically you design castles and you build them, and you design them basically into fences and moats and bridges, and the possibilities are sort of endless. And then the game basically throws enemies at you to see if your castle, or to see if it will stand and how long it will stand. And the castle, the point is to design the most impenetrable fortress and things. And these are things, that's just things I love to do. I'm playing Prison Architect right now, which is designing something to hold people in. This is basically the inverse of that. It's to keep the bad guys out. It's the classic Castle Defender, but it's just taken to another level. 3D, kind of voxel design again. Really cool, interesting game. I've been keeping an eye on this one for a while now, since I was doing Timber and Stone. These two were kind of very popular on the forums and things as two up-and-coming games to look for, so I'm still keeping an eye on that. Now, I want to mention a couple long shots. Like, these are all games I really imagine would almost, the games I've mentioned, would have to mess up for me not to buy them. As it stands right now, they're on my radar. Not necessarily pre-ordering anything like that, but as I look, my intrigue levels are very high. Definitely into them. I want to buy them. I guess that's what I should say. These are games I want to buy. Some I'm going to take a hold off and wait and see. Prove to me why I have this game, like a la Titanfall or Destiny even. These are games I'm just going to wait. Especially being EA games, I'm going to wait and see. These ones I'm going to mention long shots. These are ones that are kind of on the peripherals of my radar, but have a lot of potential. And the first one I'm going to lead off with, and I'll explain why, is Star Citizen. This game has received a lot of buzz lately. Incredibly ambitious game. I love the way they're doing it. Crowdfunding, Kickstarter, and he's got plenty of funds. I love the guy's heritage. I believe, is it Wing Commander? Correct me if I'm wrong. And I've watched some of the videos and things, and it's just incredible how you can buy ships and stuff. It's just very interesting how they're approaching it. It's going to be an expensive game if you really want to play it, but that's okay as long as you enjoy yourself and they bring you content. My doubt is I don't know if it's a me game. It's basically a flight sim in space as I understand it, which is just not something I'm crazy about. But like I mentioned, I'm trying to broaden my horizons, so I'm going to keep an eye on this game. I will probably check this game out to some degree. I'm hoping there's kind of a beta or a demo, which I'm kind of hoping on all these games, especially games like Titanfall and Destiny. I really, really hope there's demos for those games so we can get in and check them out. Star Citizen as well is one that I'd like to get in and just play, but I think it's also one of those games you'll get a good feel for from YouTube and things like that. But that one is kind of in between my radar and my long shots. Very intrigued about how they're producing the game and how they're approaching it. I just kind of know me, and I know it's not a typical game I would normally go for, so I'm going to take a wait-and-see attitude. That is supposed to release to some degree in November by 2014. I know there's like a dogfighting module or something that's supposed to come out where you're supposed to be able to get in, fly your ships and stuff. This game has got a long development cycle still ahead of it. Certain modules and elements of it are going to be released probably in 2014. We just don't fully know which ones yet. Another one called The Long Dark, which should be released in November, so that's still a long way away, still a long way to go. This is kind of, again, a little independent game, survivalistic game, sort of like a DayZ type of game, where you're kind of stranded in the wilderness. I believe the story is your plane went down. You're stranded in the wilderness. You got to, get resources, build some shelter, and these things. You're really fighting to survive. And the art style, if you haven't checked it, click the link. I'm going to have all the links to all the games in the description as well if I haven't mentioned that. It's a really cool art style. Intrigues me. It's going to be, it looks to me, it's going to be more like a story-driven type thing. I don't know if it's going to, it's going to lack things like PvP and what exactly. We don't know a lot of the details. If you guys do, please share them with me. Or if you know a video or two I could look at, that'd be great. I'm going to follow this one again. It's on my peripherals, but it's definitely intriguing enough to check out and keep your eye on. Now, the last one I just threw in there, kind of going to show my full circle of the gamer in me. This is a nostalgia play. This is going to be The Sims 4. Might surprise you guys. I have actually loved The Sims. I love SimCity. The last SimCity came out. Now, this is certainly a game I'm going to wait and see. Again, EA debacle with SimCity. I'm going to wait and see how Sims 4 goes. Yeah, it's just one I wanted to mention. There's another one right after I'm going to mention as well. These are games, quirky little games that I enjoy. When I'm sitting around, I want to put my feet up, and just kind of relax and play a silly game. The Sims has always been fun for me. It's always been, like I just want to disappear and go play. I enjoyed Sims 3. I didn't take part in all the crazy DLCs and stuff, the money printing machine that they have going. But I'm intrigued by this game. I'm going to take a look at it, check it out. I still don't know if I'm going to buy it, honestly. It's probably going to be one of those games I just don't have time to buy. That and also I'm going to mention Tropico 5, I think it is. The new Tropico. I think it's 5. I could be wrong. I've always enjoyed Tropico games. I know they've gone smaller and they've kind of scaled. This is probably one I'll wait to buy because you usually can buy these on really good sales. But it's a quirky little game. It's got its own charm. It makes you laugh. And I just enjoy the heck out of these little simmy type games. So that one is also on my long shot peripheral radar. So there you go, guys. There's probably, I don't know, like 15 or so games that I'm looking forward to in 2014. Some that are out already, some that are not, some that should be, out fairly soon. And like I said, September looks like it could be a pretty big month for me anyway, for games coming out. Obviously fall season is always the big season. Got some pretty epic games. If we manage to get Battlefield 4 fixed, then we get right into Titanfall in March, which is a spring release, which doesn't happen very often. That could be really pretty awesome. We could be heading into summer with Battlefield 4 and Titanfall, which are going to be two very different format of games. Titanfall now announced 6v6, much smaller scale. Think Call of Duty-esque on consoles. That's how I envision it anyway, just with mechs. Battlefield 4, your larger, more epic scale. And then obviously you've got DayZ sprinkled in there. And as you can see, I'm definitely going to pay some more time to the indie games. I'm going to be bringing more variety to the channel, guys. Absolutely going to do that. That doesn't mean I'm going to fall off on any of my other content, but I'm going to, like I mentioned, broaden my horizons as a gamer in 2014. Play some different games. There's one game I should have mentioned, PlanetSide 2. Probably going to get in there, sprinkle some time in there, get my feet wet, so to speak. I've just heard really good things. They've supported the heck out of it. I had no interest at launch, really. But you know what? Right now, we're kind of in a lull. Battlefield 4, as we wait for it to get fixed. Why not? Might as well check it out. So I guess that would be my urging to you guys is like, open your eyes, look around. Don't be so focused on one game. I do that myself. There's really a lot of good games that are out right now. And there's certainly a lot of good games coming down the pipeline. Like always, guys, I really appreciate you listening. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button. It helps me get noticed, helps me get some momentum on YouTube. If you have any games you feel I missed or games you want to point my attention to, post it down below. I'll check out the link or whatever, follow it up. And if I'm interested in it, I'll do a video on it, and we can get a discussion going on that game. Thanks a lot, guys. I will talk to you soon. Take care.